Hello and welcome to this playthrough of Factorio, where I am building a megabase on Earth. I am using a mod, Cities of Earth, focusing on the Old World Hemisphere. My goal is to reach 10,000 science per minute with a rail-based design. The resources are set to maximum size and density, and biters and pollution are turned off. The mod list is shown in the description, as well as a link to my Twitch channel, High Speed. Please come visit me there. Questions and comments are welcome. Thank you for watching. How do you provide the items from your mall to the desired positions? Trains. Lots of trains. By the way, that was a Matrix callback. I have a series of trains, and it's not perfectly organized for where I am in this part of the world. I kind of cobbled it together. But you asked about, and this dovetails beautifully into the mall question. King Finerb's name train here is an outpost train. Right? He makes mining, and if we look at what's on it, you can't see it because of the overlay, but it's things like mining and all that other stuff. And this one's a wall train, and one of these is an assembler train, and that sort of thing. So these 242 trains do it. This one here train that was sponsored by McKay's Plays, this is an outpost train for Blue Belt, for this outpost, right? Or more accurately, for this outpost. It has everything I need to build this smelting array and that mining outpost. But you asked science in the mall. So if this is my mall, I call it infrastructure and supply. Well, Pony, you can make them more reliable. You just have to stack up stations, and you creatively use chain signals, possibly with combinators. Not worth it, but you can do it. Also, we have new trains coming in less than a year. New train logic. So, Nature, going back to your question about science in my mall. One of the things that I build, you'll notice this has a very similar footprint to this, and it has a similar footprint to this. They're nearly the same thing. They have the same skeleton. This one does research, and it has a train that goes to a rocket silo and brings back space science. It's all shut down now because I'm not using it. This one produces rocket parts, and it has a train that takes all the parts that it needs out to a rocket silo. And here in London, I have my first rocket silo that I used pre-Blue Belt, and launched rockets from it and took the space science back right here. Inanus Decorus. Hello. Thanks, Witzig. Before you leave, Witzig, here's a quick look at the sciences. Logistics is having a little bit of trouble. Who the hell is logistics? Why is green having a little bit of trouble? Probably stopping. But there we go. Over the past hour, we're starting to come up. In the past 10 minutes, we've hit our goal. Yeah, that's one of the beautiful things about this game. How do you think about designing a sub 8 in a box? I don't know what a sub 8 in a box is. Maybe I'm just misreading what you typed. Eight-hour speed run for achievement. Well, ironically, that's what I'm going to do as soon as I finish this. I have not gotten that achievement. I had a lot of these achievements I had, and then did some fiddling around with my accounts, and they all got shut off. But the one for There is no spoon and no time for chit chat. I've never gotten either one of those. Oh, what do I think about doing that? You know, if all you're trying to do is get the achievements, yeah. I don't even want to follow somebody else's thing. But see, I'm going to move to speed running, the 100% speed run. And before I go to the 100% speed run, I want to get all the achievements myself. So I'm going to reset my achievements, then play through and try and get them all. Yeah, I've watched Derek McIntyre from Team McIntyre do it a lot, so I know it can be done, and I'm going to learn. I expect it's going to take me 6 hours to get it going at first, and then get down to, 5 hours, because I stream from 4 p.m. to 10 p.m. U.S. East, or 6 p.m. to 10 p.m., depending on what my work schedule is going to be. So I want to get good enough at speed runs to where I can do one run attempt a night. But before I do that, I want to do all the achievements myself. And as far as the 111, before there were Steam achievements, Factorio didn't have them all the time. There was a mod that gave you a burner assembler and then took away your ability to craft things. 100%, Mango. Any percent I don't have the hand speed for. It's just way too room for fiddling. And I want to play with blueprints, Mango. If I can't place blueprints, I'm not playing the damn game. So, let's go to the next train. Hey, there's Exterminator. Heading out. Yes, in Annis, since it was $20 as well. I used to gift it on Reddit when I used to follow Reddit. Pony, that's a good point. Featured at a bug fix spotlight. Well, let me tell you a bug fix story. I played multiplayer with a guy named Mucky and a couple of friends. Excuse me. I mentioned Silent Storm, but also, oh jeez, I can't believe I'm forgetting his name. Kazi is how we call him. I was trying to get his full name, but anyways, we were playing a map called Crash Site, a scenario from a group called Redmu, which is a fantastic scenario. If you want to play it, go join the multiplayer Crash Site from Redmu. Save the thing, and as soon as you join it, it'll download the scenario, and then you start a new game with the scenario. Crash Site, you start in a little small area surrounded by biters, and there are these little outposts that you can go capture to get resources and materials. So it's not your traditional mine things and then build things. Is that you're going to get so many of the things. You're going to get a machine that produces green circuits or a machine that produces iron plates, so you don't have to mine it all and build it all up. So it disrupts all of your blueprints, all of your production chain, and some things come for free. Well, Crash Site, they made a change to Factorio, and we play with Mucky on Saturday mornings, US East. And Crash Site caused an error. it was spawning bots and then immediately deleting them. And I wanted to follow this, by the way, because I can see here that this is yellow. So that's why this is failing. So Crash Site was causing a crash in Factorio because of something it was doing that Factorio hadn't done before. So Kazi and Storm and I looked into the code of Crash Site, and we replicated what was happening. And then Kazi replicated it in vanilla and saved that information. Storm opened a bug report at about 2 p.m. on a Saturday in Europe. 2 p.m. European time. He opened a bug report. Less than an hour later, Wu posted a response to him that said, fixed, it'll be in the next bug release. On a fucking Saturday. Who's monitoring for bug reports on a Saturday and then fixes them within an hour? What gaming company in the world has ever done that anybody knows about? For a game that originally cost $20. That's golden. So I'll bet you if we look back at this production, it had a blip there where, yeah, chemical went down. Automation is recovering. Automation probably just overproduced. Yep. I need those buffers to run out. You know, I honestly think that EA, Electronic Arts, if they had that mentality, would actually own the entertainment world. That we would all play only EA games because they would be so big and so popular that they would do everything and people would be like, well, why would I play any other game other than an EA game? But they don't. And so we have variety. I don't mind. And what you're going to see now is me fiddling around with paint by numbers. Basically, I use concrete to paint, and I'll check on the other stuff every once in a while. But if you have questions or ideas or whatever, I'm game. Oh, I placed these wrong. These are totally wrong. I do not like that. Fixed in a day. I also think we just needed to play this game, really help out Woo troubleshoot. Yeah, and it helps that they're, appealing to a technology. Oh, that's why, because this was not that. It wasn't that corner. I need to redo this blueprint because this is now the corner. It helps that they've written a game that appeals to coders. Well, that didn't work. ASCII art drawing is really hard. And Anis, I was streaming. Well, 2 points there. I was streaming for about 12 to 14 hours a day when I was doing this full time. And I did a benefit thing a few years ago. I streamed for 20 hours, slept for 4 hours, and streamed for 20 hours. Um, and I hurt myself. I actually locked up my shoulder because I was so focused on what I was doing that I did not take care of myself and hurt me. Let me capture this and then I'll decide if I like it. What I'd like is for this to angle, but it's going to be really rough for me to do without having this sort of staggering like that. And I don't like that staggering. I'll just bite the bullet and accept that. There's a faceless. Autosaves. Nearly useless. It was years ago in Annis. I had to get a steroid injection in my shoulder to unfreeze it. And it was funny. The doctor who was trying to do the injection, he made a comment that the needle actually bent. It was a tiny little syringe. He had to get a larger one because the muscle, it was tight like a twisted rope. The muscle between your shoulder blades and your spine was so tight that, yeah, it was hurting to swallow. That's how bad it was. I've learned. I take breaks now. I don't like this, but that's the way it is. How are we doing now? Why did purple science die off completely like that? Oh, it just never picked up because I had buffered it so high. Okay. Yeah, one of the things that helps me now is I have a cat, and she'll come around every once in a while and meow at me, and I will go and play with her for a bit. Logistics keeps having these little problems. It's just so fast to make that it stumbles. These latest ones aren't here, Nature. So that's really sad how far behind Prod Science was, how much it had buffered. Okay. Yeah, if you have suggestions for improvements and stuff like that, I'm always willing. I've had many people who have pointed out flaws, and that I really appreciate. So these have some of them. What do I put in between loaders and unloaders? I put this brown. And that is what color? Brown concrete. Brown cow. Oh, I didn't bring any concrete because I didn't think I needed concrete. It's all refined. Fudge. Alright, well, let's work on these then. So first off, this is not an unloader, but that is... Oh, the lag is real. This is a 121 unloader, which is this. Oh, that delay. Oh, it hurts so much. Tangerine. And Ennis, thank you for the follow. And for that, you get your name on... Where'd you go? I know you're on here. Ah, you're up here. You got your name on a coal train that is serving plastic and... or purple and grenades. This thing is on its way to feed grenades. So you're part of the military complex now. You're making purple science 2-lane. Why 2-lane? What do you mean by 2-lane? You mean only, well, I don't need 4-lane. I mean, where I have 4-lane, I have it, but yeah, because every intersection is a decision. And every rail chain signal is a decision. At a certain point, the game gets so laggy that what will happen is that when you delete a chain signal, and this happened to me on this save before I refactored and removed all of these, I had so many of these 4-lane intersections that when I remove a chain signal, all of the trains would stagger. The whole game would stumble. It happens at about 400 to 500 trains, is that when you start deleting things, it starts stumbling. So, yeah, I tried to minimize the need. It's one thing I've learned about this game from this experience is that do what you need to and don't do more. I'm always like, yeah, you know, I can do that. I'll throw that in there. Nope. You're just going to have a bad day. Yeah, Todd. Mucky had a 11K MegaBase that I got a copy of. And by the way, I will be publishing this save file for people. I've had a lot of requests for it, and I have earlier versions of it already published. And I will be sharing this version as well. Because people are like, I wonder how my computer would handle that. Probably better than mine, but who knows? $10 here. So, question, would pulling outposts off the main rails and separating logistics networks solve the issue? Well, at the end of the day, you've still got, it would help. At the end of the day, you've still got trains and you've still got inserters, right? So, the computer still has to process all that. Now, if you look at what I did, take, for example, military science, right? I create this concept of neighborhood or sector. Or, I'll tell you what, let's look at this rocket silo complex. Everything you see here is everything this thing needs. Right? 36,000 belt, 38,000 belt, so 40,000 belt. Many logistic networks, each of them independent, so that they can just provide fuel for the trains. But all of these trains deliver things locally so that these rocket silos can be supplied. And we're going to sit here and watch these rockets launch. But I used the rate calculator and I used Kirk McDonald's website calculator to figure out exactly what these 4 rocket silos needed. How much LDS, how much rocket fuel, how much rocket control units, and then backward built this whole thing, knowing that I wanted to have these independent little train stations. I didn't want one massive thing shoving everything up in belts and stuff like that, or do anything clever. I just wanted something replicable and neighborhood-like that anybody could use. And so the blueprints that I'm going to publish, are just like this. They're not all of this. This isn't part of what I'm publishing, right? Where you lay them out and how you put them, that's going to be up to whoever's implementing it. But I know I need a certain number of copper smelting. How you provide your copper smelting, that's up to you. I need a certain amount of iron, I need a certain amount of copper or coal, I need a certain amount of oil, so I've got 3 oil supplies in this one, right? And this one needs water because, hey, it's in the desert. Well, except in Annis, that didn't matter. Because for a while, what I was doing, you see how I have a signal here that's controlled by this. I was actually breaking this rail segment. I would separate it. I would delete those 2 rails, and I would put them in a box, and I had a bot there. Right? And that bot could delete these rails, and then put them back when I needed to come in. So that this was literally, other than this one rail, it was completely sequestered. There was no way to get a train from here to here out on the network. I wanted to test the theory that you had, right? So that you could completely isolate this. But at the time that I did it, these were all 4 lanes, right? These are all fluid trains being shitheads. These were all, this whole thing, you see how there's so much room here. if I wanted to, this could have been a 4-lane. All of these are spaced out that I could do a 4-lane intersection, 4 lanes of rails on all of this. But somebody pointed out you're not going to generate that much traffic, and I really don't. I might upgrade this to rocket fuel or to nuclear fuel if I have production issues. And by the way, anyways, when it was 4-lane, and I would delete a signal, everything would stutter. There would be a 1 second or a half second like that. Keep going, Bleach. You can make it. You can do it. Now, when people see, and like for example, you see how I did this? I took this away, I changed it. I watched where the trains went and where my problems were. This is supplying iron and copper and some oil. When this was connected directly here, I had a massive traffic jam here because the trains that wanted to get here were trying to get up here, and the oil was trying to get through and get out to this copper and this coal. So the coal, the copper, they were all jamming up here. So what did I do? I said, well, where's iron and copper going to go? Mostly it's going to go to green circuits. Some of it's going to come down here to steel. Yeah. But hey, guess what? I've got iron right there. So a lot of the iron gets satisfied right there. I didn't hard code that, but in general, the traffic went there. What this game needs is it needs heat maps of rail traffic, right? Because SimCity tells me that. Where are trains driving? Right? Now look, we're getting a satellite delivery. I've never actually seen that happen. So, where's my heavily used train traffic? That's what I want to see. I don't have that. I'd love to have that. Summer showers. Hello. It was good talking with you earlier. So I am launching rockets. It is working. Chemical science is not, probably because it's overproduced and it's shut down. Yep, it's yellow. I'm not burning enough science to keep chemical science productive. I'm not using it up enough. The train is on the way here, so it's only by a little bit. So for those who don't know, Summer Showers is a streamer, and you should give them a follow. They're entertaining. I like watching. So chemical science should recover as soon as it catches up again. Bitch. I am properly pulling 11K out of all this, and it's been 30 minutes, so I probably won't keep it running all night. I will be streaming tomorrow. It is 10 o'clock here in my world, so I'm going to wrap up eventually. Maybe an hour, maybe less. I don't know. $10,000. I think I just had a big buffer of chemical science from something. I mean, I still have this buffer here. Yes, I have a buffer of chemical science, so that would explain it. All right, I'm going to go back to my other thing. Oh, this is a true corner and that's an outside corner. I think I can just do 2 roundeds for this. And I'll be better off. So I have a long corner and a short corner. And that's what I should do. Yeah. Because that's a long corner. And these are all short corners. So these intersections are just going to be a clusterfuck to... Nope, let's leave that one there. And yes, I'm just painting with concrete. Crazy. I like that better. Well, summer showers, I got fired last year in January 12th. And I was in the process of... I was in the process of wanting to go part-time so I could stream more. And so I just took it as an opportunity. I had the savings to stream full-time for a year. I gave myself a year. So I streamed minimum 10 hours a day most days, sometimes more, 12, 16. I had one day where it was only 6 hours a day. 2 days it was 6 hours a day. I took Tuesdays off. Tuesdays were my day off. They still are. It doesn't pay enough to cover my bills, so I'm going back to work, and then I'll stream either 4 p.m. to 10 p.m. or 6 p.m. to 10 p.m. depending on the workload. And I'll still do that 5 days a week at least. But yeah, I've gotten a lot done. I mean, got a MegaBase out of it. I'm pretty happy with that. And so much knowledge. So freaking much knowledge. I wrote a couple of mods here and there along the way. Learned how to stream better. And I can paint by numbers now. What color is this? This is straight up red. Well, thank you. You can count how many times a signal turns yellow or something? Go for it. I don't know what you're referring to. Okay. Useless pawning. I'm sure you can rig up the signal count how many times trains pass through each side of the intersection. I like that. We'll keep it. I need to keep some of that, though. Let's work on this part. That way I don't have to think about that. Uh-oh, train coming. Let's dance on the tracks. Ugh! You have not moved on to nuclear fuel yet. Oh, count how many times the signal turns yellow or something. Oh, yeah, okay. Well, that would be an expensive database. I mean, I don't think you could do that with a mod. Let's see. How are we going to do that? Well, I would have to bring this back to here, which would cause me other problems, which I don't want to do. What I need to do is take this and do that with it. Lag is real, baby. Who gets priority on those, you know? I don't like that. I think that's okay. How is production doing now? Science. "30 minutes in. Red circuits, or red science, was still on rocket fuel. How much of this is in the network? You've got 7, you've got 14. I think I can afford to keep doing this, at least until that gets refilled. I was wondering how I was going to cycle trains out to use the new fuel. Which, by the way, again, if you're resource sensitive, don't watch what I do with resources, because eventually that chest is going to get shot. Good. And there's a train on the way to deliver stuff, but it's kind of stuck. Did you just get here? Yeah, you did. Yeah, we're empty now. I was a little too aggressive there. How long till you get here, brah? Brah. Use some of that nuclear fuel. Kitty cat's up and moving around. Oh, you're even bringing fuel from way over there. That's funny. I'm trying not to get run over here. Wonder if I can design something here that is clean and I can replicate. Because I've got a lot of these. They're all going to look the same. And I'd like to have that. And this isn't really a V. It's, I don't know what letter this is. Let's design it, though. Because they're all going to look this way. So let's get this. How do I want this to go? Ignoring all that. 2 of these and 2 of these. So that's there, that's there, that's there, that's there, and that's there. I'm good on that. Looking good. So that's there, 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 and there. I might as well do one more. Oh, there isn't one more. So that would look like that if I didn't do any of the in-between stuff. I'm not trying very hard. Smartass. So this is just one, but I'm gonna have to do many. So do I want to try and figure this out for 1 or for like 5? I think I'd rather just figure it out for like 5. This thing is a 6 stack, so it's abnormal. But it is this repeated. If I grab a blueprint of this, but I get rid of that, what do I get? It's 2 rails, 2 turntables, and a microphone. And if I apply that blueprint here, and then I do just a bit of touch-up, okay, that's looking good. Out of curiosity, do you use that nuclear blueprint from Fennec as is? Is it missing? It is missing a bit of heat pipe. Really? Yeah, I used it. That's. Any chance that you can help me where it's missing? I mean, I can see right here that these aren't connected, but it's not. It's only using 1 heat pipe from each. Mustard. You're probably working on a screenshot right now. Meow meow. No, I'm not taking a break anytime. Well, I will take a break in a few minutes, sorry. Ooh, big yawn. Row of heat pipe closest to turbines, only one side. Yeah, only one side. Only one side. I'm not seeing that there's a mistake here. I mean, he's only feeding 1 set of boilers from it, yes. Maybe I'm missing something. Oh, can't see shit on that one. I don't think he needed another row of boilers. That's why he didn't do it. And I had some pretty tight space requirements. Oh, really? Okay. This is the blueprint 231218. Maybe he's updated. Maybe I updated it since then. I just posted that. Mango, thanks for following up. Appreciate it. That's important stuff for me. I mean, I'm at, oh my god. I'm out of power. The world is ending. Let's make sure these are all functional. Hey, Mango, you just saved my arse, bro. All right, I'm going to do this in a little bit of landfill. I'm not talking because I'm focused because I need to get more power online before my world falls apart. One, two, three, four, five. All right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. This is going to be a mess, but I'll have to deal with it. Yes, it's already out. Yes, it was failing. Something had turned off.